Welcome everyone to the Ravels Racing League broadcast of the RRL Offline Championship from Homestead, Miami Speedway for the Ford EcoBoost 100. We have 67 laps here today, and we're about to get the command to start the engines, and then we'll give you the starting lineup. All right, interesting command there to fire engines, but as the field gets ready to roll off pit road, I am joined here today in the booth by my good friends Jake and LT.
Hello.
Hi.
I am also a race car driver that turns left for a living and has no talent.
I'm also a race car driver that has not won a race in so long, but I have a
It's
little
okay.
bit of talent.
It's okay. You're just washed up.
All right, well,
Watching.
we'll go ahead and do the starting lineup here. Jeff Burton starts on pole, and Regan Smith, who has probably had the most heartbreaking season so far, starts second.
Then we got the kidney stone Ryan Newman in third and Jeff Gordon in fourth.
You got David Gilliland and Andy Lally in sixth.
Junior and Conway are starting in seventh and eighth.
You got Mr. Prehistoric Dinosaur himself, Bobby Labonte, and Dave Lenny in ninth and tenth.
You got Joey Logano before he actually had talent and before he was a monster, and Kevin Harvick.
And I'll just give you a quick lineup. Ambrose, Stewart, Vickers, Nemechek, way down the line here. And points leader David Rudiman starts in last for this race. We'll see how quickly he can make his way to the front. 67 laps here today at Homestead. You guys think we'll see any strategy?
Well, as
Yes,
the run goes on,
they-
this is going to be an issue. But as the run goes on, it definitely be interesting to see if they change their line, maybe move to the top, But green flag.
Yep, we almost missed it there. Green flag is out here at Homestead. Jeff Burton out to the lead. Remember, he had that really good race at the mile and a half of Atlanta, but ran out of fuel at the end of the race, so we know he's going to be strong up here. And this is this the first time we've seen Jeff Gordon up front all season?
I think it is over the Daytona race.
Andy Lally, who is last in the point standings, up here, and Regan Smith into the wall already.
Oh no, he might be all right.
I'm just going to warn you, that's going to happen a lot. There's going to be many people sliding up into the wall. Regan Smith is the first one to do that today.
I think Regan Smith tried to get too much too early, tried to rip the wall, but I think the tires are still cool, the track's still cool, so top line hasn't came in yet.
Well,
But
he holds second place from Ryan Newman here, and you definitely do not want to give up a position to Ryan Newman as Kevin Conway. Oh man, right up against the wall.
Oh, he got into it a little bit there, but he was right up against that wall.
Well, here we go. Burton is not getting away. Here comes Regan Smith. Just a couple laps into this race, looking to take the lead.
Regan
Smith outside.
this season. Regan Smith is way overdue for a win. This season, I think he's led practically, like he's been at the front almost every race this season, and he has not had a win. Nothing has went his way.
Well, here he comes, looking to take the lead from Burton. Now remember, there are bonus points for leading laps here, so Regan Smith could potentially pick up quite a few bonus points for leading laps here in today's race. And now here he goes to the inside for the lead.
Burton's going to have that run on the high side. In turn 3 and 4, Kevin Conway was rim riding it right next to the wall. Like here again, Kyle Larson style.
He's been doing that pretty much every lap. He's consistently running higher on the track than everybody else, but Burton will defend the lead and fend off the charge from Regan Smith here early in the race. We still have a very, very long way to go.
It's going to be interesting to see if we get like any cars that's really going to bottom to go against people on the high line, because I feel like if they can get a good enough run on the bottom, they can jump up in front of whoever they're battling before they get the run off the high line. Because the way how Jeff Burton pulled away from Regan Smith, not to cut you off, but the way how Jeff Burton pulled away from Regan Smith is definitely going to show the high line is where you want to be.
Yeah, Burton's still holding him off. Regan Smith continues to charge, but do you think these guys are using up a little too much of their tire this early?
Jake?
It really depends if they're going hard or not. Regan Smith definitely is tearing up his tires. Burton's probably like doing nothing to his tires compared to Regan Smith, but they're still going a little too hard on their tires.
Well, look at
Well-
that. Dale Jr. moving up here was 3 wide a minute ago, and he's almost in the top 5. Andy Lally in the wall.
Well, I do think they're probably using
Why?
other tires because Jeff Burton is probably using up a lot of his tire to try to stay away from the 78 car, and the 78 car is using a lot of his to stay up there with him. But I mean, it's the RRL offline championship, so they probably debating that a caution's gonna come out and save him. I'd be very surprised if this race goes green all the way to the end, but just might.
Will this be the first one?
And Jeff
It would
Gordon.
be.
I think this is the first time we've seen Jeff Gordon up at the front, but I think this is the first time Jeff Gordon is actually going to challenge for the lead this season.
He had a good run at Auto Club, I believe, but this is an even better run than here. Still, once again, a long way to go. 60 laps here left at Homestead. It's a long, long race ahead of us, but Jeff Gordon making the most of it right now, running in second and trying to chase down our leader as Regan Smith continues to drop back. I mean, I
Looks
imagine
like the
maybe he
heartbreak
decided
might-
to save the tires, but maybe
No, I
he
think
used
he's
up
just
a bit.
losing all of his. I think he's just using up all of, like, everyone else is passing him that is on the high side. It takes them a little while to get around him, but he has Kevin Conway right behind him. But like him and Kevin Conway and Dale Jr. also, Jr.'s also, he's managing to keep on the inside of them. He can just not do anything. Right now, Jeff Burton pulling away.
Yeah, think about it. Regan Smith did hit the wall earlier, so you got to wonder if his car is tightened up over the run.
That would make sense, and Regan Smith just does not want to use the outside as here comes Newman, and he's in the wall hard.
Oh, Newman's, that might be big. He got off of it
Saved
pretty
it.
good. But, yeah, I think Regan Smith, we're going to see how Newman handles in a few laps, but Regan Smith did hit the wall earlier, and car might be battling a tight race car. But we're going to see if Newman does the same thing. Oh, they're
Got
3
a
wide.
Yeah, Hornet's Nest back here, nearly 4 wide as Boyer tried to get the run to the inside of Junior here, but it's a lot of really hard battles going on early in the race.
Well, there's one thing I did see. David Rudeman has dropped off from the pack, the points leader. It is not. I could have sworn I saw him way back there, like miles away from the pack, but it's not been a good start of the race for him.
I was really right about to say, dude, Rudeman is all the way in the back. Greg Biffle is joining him as well.
Greg
Biffle's
Biffle's
not
another
having a
guy
good
this season.
Same
For
for
that
Carl
six-
Edwards.
Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski and AJ Allmendinger. AJ Allmendinger had one good run at Bristol. Other than that, oh, Jeff
Whoa,
Gordon.
Jeff Gordon really sent that in there.
Oh, this is bad.
That is major contact, and Regan Smith looking to take second back. But I'm not really sure where Jeff thought he was going right there, but he is really slowing down.
Yeah, when I saw Jeff send that, I knew it wasn't gonna stick. I mean, I'm not sure what Jeff was trying to do or what, but he's trying to hold his ground up there. But that was some heavy contact with the wall.
Burton is just watching this behind him. Seems like everyone who's been able to get to him just can't get around him. So Burton's had a really strong race so far, and I imagine he's doing wonders for saving his tires right now. Montoya 3 wide in the back. You know what? I know we're very early in the race, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about him. Kevin Harvick, he has had a very, very quiet season. I believe he had a terrible crash at Daytona, but look at him running in the top 10 once again. Had a great, great race at Bristol, and now here he is up front once again here at Homestead, Miami.
Another guy who's had a great finish. The Langley survivor, Clint Boyer. He's been running. He hasn't been the fastest car, but he's been running pretty consistent inside the top 10, making moves. Clint Boyer is definitely gonna be one to watch for this season.
Look at Montoya. This is one of his first real good runs this season, up here in the top 10.
Along with Kevin Conway, I forgot he won Auto Club. Ever since Auto Club, Kevin Conway has fallen off the grid, the face of the earth, but now seems good.
For once. Jimmy Johnson, I saw him move it back there. I think he's inside the top 5 in points, from what I remember seeing. Joe Nemechek, winner of last week at Iowa. Well, it wasn't last week, but last race at Iowa, he's side by side with Tony Stewart right now. I think that's Jimmy Johnson behind him. I did not get a good enough look at it. Dave Blaney right there now in 4th. He's now up to 3rd. Wait, no, he's not. No, he's not.
That's
He's in
Bobby
4th right now.
So we have
Oh.
kind of a couple different packs. We have the lead pack here, and then we've got behind him David Gillen's kind of in no man's land. Logano's in the wall, but then we have the second pack, and then we've got the stragglers in the back that have, including points leader David Rudiman. As we're going 3 wide, Ryan Newman is dropping like a rock.
You know what? Thought about something. Ryan Newman hit the wall earlier, and now he's just quietly falling back like Regan Smith did. So you gotta think, do the cars tighten up a lot when they hit the wall? Because Ryan Newman is dropping.
Well,
He's falling back pretty fast.
Jeff Gordon doesn't seem to have tightened up, but look at this. Dave Blaney up to 3rd, and Andy Lally looking to take 4th place from Regan Smith.
Regan Smith does not want to run the wall because Regan Smith had a whole bunch of opportunities to jump up there, but he just doesn't seem to like the high line.
He's scarred from life from what happened on the first lap when he just slammed the wall. This is what I think. When they hit the wall, a few laps later after they hit the wall, the car starts bounding up, but then later on, the car slowly starts getting better. Regan Smith is a good example of that. He hit the wall, the car started getting tighter. Now he's back up there. Right now, Ryan Newman's not going through that. And
It might be because
going to his outside.
it might be because the car. It might be because the cars get tighter, but as the tires wear, of course, the car's going to loosen up. So maybe some of the drivers with tight race cars can use the tires falling off to their advantage. Maybe they be the perfect balance. But Jeff Gordon's looking to challenge Jeff Burton again.
Yep, Jeff's going at it here. 1-2 down the back straightaway at Homestead. Burton's held the lead the entire race. No one's really been able to challenge much other than Regan Smith early in the race. As Smith's in the wall again back there. And is that Juan Pablo Montoya, Mr. Jet Dryer himself, taking a spot in the top 5?
Yes, it is.
4th place there. And here
And Lally challenging for 5th.
Let's go on board with Gordon.
See what he's going to do here in the corner. Is he going to send it in on him, or is he going to just ride right behind him?
I think he's just waiting. Because what I've noticed is no one has made a move on the high side. They usually let the cars behind them catch up, and then when they make a move on their inside, then they go to the preferred line, which is the high side. Then again, that means you're closer to hitting the wall, but only a few drivers have hit the wall. So I think he'll be fine.
Here comes Gordon with the run. Can he get there?
No, he can't.
And now here comes Montoya to take the spot away from him.
Oh, Kevin Conway on the wall again.
Boyer just got around him.
Really pushing it. Yeah, Boyer up here almost into the top 5, and there's Regan Smith losing yet another position.
You know what? Something that I thought would happen, and we see a lot happen at Homestead. You got to think maybe the rubber buildup on the bottom is just gotten to the point where you can't really get a run down there, because as we see, everyone's really jumping up higher and higher up the racetrack because no one's really on the bottom anymore. And Andy Lally
and Clint Boyer also on the wall there.
And Kevin Harvick.
A lot of guys on the wall. I think you're right about the rubber buildup. As the run's going on, you can see the drivers are trying to move closer and closer to the wall. Well, except for Jeff Burton. He's still running his usual line. But you can see where the pavement is darker on the lower lane. And the closer you get to the top, the more unused it is. The more grip that they will have.
Because no one's really running the bottom like they was at first. Now everyone's like in the middle or top groove. And Andy Lally's going to get in the wall again.
Someone just pounded the wall. Someone just pounded the wall exiting too. It's the guy behind Dale Jr. I did not get a good enough look to see that.
Perhaps it was Terry Labonte. As here's Montoya up here into 2nd place. Still, once again, a long way to go. But what a run this is for him.
Yeah, Montoya's had a pretty quiet season. Hasn't been really heard of. Hasn't got too much TV time, but Montoya, I feel like he's going to make a move on him.
Oh, he's in the wall!
Oh, he's in the wall. All along with Dave Blaney. Oh, and Andy Lally again. Andy Lally's in the wall again.
Looks like Montoya was finally trying to be the first driver to make a move on Jeff Burton around the outside, but he just couldn't make it stick.
Maybe the air, like whenever he gets to the outside, I notice like whenever someone's using the outside, whenever they get close to someone's car, car just shoots up the racetrack.
We're not going to talk about how close Pablo got to Burton's bumper exiting 2. Holy crap, he's going to make another challenge for it. He's going to hit
This
the
time he
wall.
isn't gonna
No,
hit
he's
the
not.
wall.
Oh,
Close on
Larson
exit.
landed
He's
it.
got to run. Now he looks to the inside. And he had to cut across right in front of Jeff Gordon to get there. Can
Is he
make
gonna
it stick?
on the bottom?
No, he will not.
No, he had to
He's
let up
going
a lot.
130.
He had to
On
let
the
off a
bottom,
lot.
Burton flying on the high side, right around him. Here comes Regan Smith in 4th.
Oh, power down on exit, though, for Montoya. He's back to the inside of Burton.
What's he gonna do?
He's going to drive it in deep into the corner, get alongside Burton.
Oh, Dave Blaney, Larson lining it around the high side. They have a lead change, guys.
Is he going to make
Pablo
it?
Montoya leads the lap.
Yep, Montoya, the first driver to lead a lap that is not named Jeff Burton. And now he'll immediately lose it.
Bottom
It's something
lane,
that I noticed. Go ahead, Jake.
bottom lane, I think it works a lot better in 3 and 4 than it does in 1 and 2. LT, now you can say what you're going to say.
There's something I noticed that I feel like a lot of drivers can, like as Jake said, can work the bottom lane a lot better in 3 and 4 than they never mind. But we can show everyone at home that in the corner you can definitely see the speed difference. Like Montoya had to slow down to 136 on the bottom to make the corner. But when we went to someone on the top side, only had to let off to like 140. Might not seem like too many miles an hour, but that extra miles an hour can make a big difference getting off the corner.
Oh, look at this. Regan Smith is starting to move his way back up through the field. As he's back up into 4th place. Now he's trying to make a move around the outside.
Ooh!
Larson
He does not hit the wall! But he lost a lot of momentum trying to make that stick. Where is our points leader, David Regan, right now? The field is slowly starting to spread apart.
The to the earth.
Oh, and here comes Regan Smith to the outside of Jeff Gordon.
Is it gonna? Oh, he's gonna get there. He's gonna get a run off 2. Like I said, the bottom lane works better than 3 and 4. Gordon's gonna be able to slide job him or something.
Let's see.
Have we seen that so far this race? Pass made around the outside?
I don't think.
Congratulations, Regan Smith.
Regan Smith, he has found something. Regan Smith has found something.
Run.
Oh my! He's looking to the inside. It's not gonna be enough. But
Regan Smith has came back to life here.
Look at that, driving it in deep on the inside of Montoya. And he's gonna make it stick.
He really made contact
Almost.
with Pablo right there.
Regan Smith has found something. Because that lane car is flying.
We got a 3-way battle for the lead. Meanwhile, we have back
A battle for last place.
between David Ruderman and Greg
Griffel.
They are way in
Where is our?
Oh, Montoya on the wall. Oh, along with Kip Boyer.
That's going to give second place to Regan Smith. Smith is on a mission to get this position from Jeff Burton.
Oh, but Smith ran low. Here comes Paulo on the outside. It's not gonna be enough. Where's our second place points in points? Martin Truex Jr.
Not sure. He's actually, I believe it's Joe Nemechek in second, but Truex is in third.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh,
Nemechek
Montoya, is he
is
gonna
in
make
third.
it?
Oh,
He's going to
Oh,
make it.
Oh, he made it stick. And now Newman passing Gordon around the outside. Jeff Gordon is having some trouble here as the race goes on.
You gotta think about it. Eventually, this 31 car, you know, I feel like once he gets out of clean air, he's gonna fall like a rock. Because I feel like I know his tires has got to be ill. Because we're 31 laps into the run, and the only thing that's the difference is that the car's bottom has dirty air and he has clean air. So it's gonna be interesting to see how well that 31 car can handle if he gets passed for the lead.
So here's something interesting to think about. We're about halfway in this race. We're a couple laps short. But I know we talked about strategy a bit earlier. And obviously, if there's a caution, everybody's going to come in. But as the race goes on, the fuel window is about 60 to 65 laps. Now, I imagine most drivers in the field are going to find a way to save that extra 2 laps of gas. But the problem is, can they save 2 laps of tires?
no.
Well, you see, the thing
have
is,
is 1 tire failure.
well, that is a great question, and you know what? I feel like a lot of drivers like that was up here, like Dave Blaney, a couple other drivers, Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon. Their spotters might be telling them like, you know, you gotta save the tires for the end, because thing is, if we get a caution with like 2 laps to go, the race is over. So who's ever leading at that point, that's your race winner. So
If there's
Exactly.
a caution within 5 laps to go, the race is over, unless, of course, it's on the last lap. But, you know, that's definitely not something that you want to deal with, which probably is going to increase the intensity as the race goes on. Because with the threat, especially with drivers hitting the wall and issues like that, there's a good chance that we will see a caution within 5 laps to go. So you don't want to, you know, wait to make a pass once we get to that threshold.
exactly, Juan Pablo is challenging Regan Smith again.
Here comes Ryan Newman around the outside of Jeff Gordon. Well, this time by, we'll be just past halfway in this race. We'll have 33 to go at the line. So I think it's time for our ones to watch. LT, you're up first.
Well, honestly, my one to watch is Regan Smith. I mean, Regan Smith has had the most heartbreaking season. I mean, he has practically been up front for every single race, including Langley. And I feel like it's past it. Regan Smith is going to get his win tonight.
And who's your underdog driver?
Well, underdog, honestly, I'm going to go with Andy Lally. I mean, sure, Andy Lally has tore down the fence in turn 3 a couple of times, and that's going to come out of our pockets to repair that. But he has been running some. I mean, he did good at Daytona. He did good at Auto Club, I believe, and he's sitting up in the top 10. And he's actually been a fast car. I mean, he's been able to drive up there, but he smacked the wall down. So if he can get that fixed, I say he can be up there to the front.
All right, Jake, who are your picks?
I'm gonna go with Ryan Newman for the one to watch. He's slowly making his way up there. As right now, he's making a pass for third. He's slowly getting his way up there, but can he make the pass for the lead? That's the question. Another time. The underdog. Oh, Regan Smith is pounding the wall.
All right, well,
One-
that develops. Who's your underdog?
Underdog. I'm gonna go with Dale Jr. He's not up there right now. He's in 7th. He's having a quiet race. No one's really talked about him yet. But I think if he does have the car good enough, I don't think he does. But if he does some strategy, he could be up there for the win.
All right, well, I'm actually going to pick my winner as your underdog, Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's really looking like he is saving his tires and his fuel for a run at the end of this race. He's finally caught up to the lead pack, and he seems like he is just ready to pounce as this race wears on. My underdog pick. Thought about somebody further back here, but honestly, I'm going to go with Terry Labonte. I don't even know if we mentioned his name besides the time or two we clapped the wall, but he's inside the top 10. He's just outside this front pack, and while we haven't talked about him much, once again, much like with my pick to win, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he looks like he is saving his tire and saving his gas for a run at the end of this race. Those were our ones to watch as we're having a pass for the lead of Juan Pablo Montoya going back to the top spot.
It's gonna be really
God, Regan
interesting.
Smith was rim right in the wall.
It's gonna be really interesting to see how well Jeff Burton was. Jeff Burton honestly fast, or was it the clean air? Because we're gonna see, since he's been knocked out of the lead, how's Jeff Burton gonna handle and try to fight back? Honestly, Greg Biffle and Brudeman. Oh my god! But
I'm surprised no one said anything about Clint Boyer in their picks to win. Or, I mean, like, I know I didn't either, but man, he's up here going for third place.
you know what? I think it's happened. I think Jeff Burton's tires or something has happened because he went from
might
leading
have a
race
problem.
and now he's falling back. He's
Might
just,
have an issue.
yeah, he is just falling like really bad.
What a heartbreaker this would be if he loses this one like he did with Atlanta.
Atlanta ran out of fuel with 2 laps to go.
You know what? I wonder if he's dropping back to save gas.
He might be because he's still on pace.
Coming
Yeah,
to
he's right
27 to go here at Homestead. Here comes Clint Boyer on the. Never mind. Here comes Newman.
right. Along with Terry Mahoney. Oh, Dell
Here
Jr.
comes
got
Regan
it.
Smith. Now
Oh,
he's going to get past.
Junior just got into Jeff Gordon's back bumper there. Was not like that bad, but holy.
I'd like to point this out. These guys have fallen over 2 seconds off the pace since the start of the race. If I'm a driver like David Rudiman especially, I'm going to go in and take my pit right now and hope for either A, a caution, or B, hope that this thing runs green to the end, but everybody has to pit, and Regan Smith just about turned Clint Boyer.
He
Well,
really
speaking of
took the air off the
cautions,
spoiler.
Speaking of cars, we almost had our first one there, but yeah, I agree with him. If you're a driver like Greg Biffle or David Rudem at the back, right now you really have nothing to lose. So you might as well pit now, get some freshies, lay down some laps, and wait for the pit cycle. Because if they,
Sorry, what were we gonna say?
I said, because if they go to green to the end and David Rudem and Greg Biffle don't have to pit, they can honestly unlap themselves and be 1 and 2 at the end of it.
I say to our one to watch right now is Clint Boyer. Where did he come from? He just kind of appeared into the top 10 in the last couple laps, and now he's up to second, trying to catch Juan Pablo Montoya.
I think I just saw Greg Biffle and David Ruman in 3 and 4 when we were on the backstretch. That is not good for Juan Pablo. Oh no!
Lap traffic. Rudem
Oh, they're on the front stretch.
Oh.
And they're on the back.
Rudeman, I don't know why, because Rudeman's best lap isn't even that bad. It's just seemed like Rudeman got stuck back there, just haven't had the speed. And Greg Biffle did pass Rudeman. Oh,
And
my
Gordon's in the wall
goodness.
big time in the back, but this is interesting here. It seems like they're all trying to run separate lanes here. Montoya's running the lowest, then Boyer, and then Smith's running the highest on the racetrack right now, even if just by a bit.
Just probably wants some clean air on the nose, try to get the car to handle a little better so they can get some type of run off the straightaway. But right now, the top 3 is kind of broken away from the other cars. I wouldn't call it a pack, but from 4th.
Battle for 6th here. Jeff Gordon, Cherry Labonte, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. Dave Blaney has fallen away from the pack, and Kevin Conway holds it down to 10th place.
Ron Truck Jr. right behind him.
Truex is looking for a good points day here.
Matt Kenseth is a guy we have not talked about at all this season. I don't even think we mentioned his name. Along with Trevor Bayne.
Well, Trevor Bayne's up top of the point standings as well, up there. But look at this. I just want to point out some of the drivers that were up here earlier. Andy Lally, Joe Nemechek, especially Kevin Harvick, and look at Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. Both were in the top 10 back here in the 20s. So they have fallen quickly through the field. As here we go, battle for the lead.
Coming to 21 to go next time.
It's going to get really interesting with pit cycles and everything.
I mean, here's the thing. I think that they can make it on gas, but do you
tires is the problem.
Do you risk 67 laps on tires?
Something really bad is happening to Junior. He dropped all the way to the back. He's very, very far behind.
Yeah, Junior is.
He ran a 3.
No.
He's way off the pace.
He ran a 35. Junior might have a problem.
We'll have to
Or he
keep
got
an eye
into
on
the
it.
wall. Or he got into the wall big time. Not sure which. Oh, Regan Smith ran a 35 as well.
Regan Smith
Yep.
and Clint Boyer back going at it for third place here.
That's not Clint Boyer. That's Jeff Burton.
Battle for the lead. I said Jeff Burton back there.
You said Regan Smith. You say Regan Smith and Clint Boyer.
Oh, well, sorry. I'm just,
Freak out at the moment.
At least it wasn't a Vince Welsh moment.
Oh, yeah.
20 to go.
You gotta think. It's hard. Oh, no, don't get me started on him. But you gotta think, as hard as leaders is racing each other, the possibility that the leaders take out each other can mix this up a lot. Or the possibility that they, race each other too hard, blow a tire,
That should be their main concern, is blowing a tire. See, here's
Fuel
the
that
thing. You've been seeing, especially guys like Jeff Gordon, running the bottom for most of this race. Here's the thing. Running not only just on the bottom, but in the area where the rubber is deeper, there's more rubber layers put down, saves your tires. So perhaps maybe that's a bit of strategy where you're like, okay, well, I don't necessarily want to just try to not run as hard, but I want to run a lane that saves my tires better than if I'm just trying to rip the outside lane.
I agree. Another thing that you can do, so Montoya's trying to do, it's like Montoya's trying to get a big enough lead ahead of second place. That way, if he gets out to a comfortable lead, he can start trying to work on saving.
Yeah, well,
Leaders
he can't
have
do it
not.
now.
No, he
Leaders
can't.
not broken away that much. He's only been broken away from let's say the leader hits start finish line now second place is crossed it. That's really how big the lead has been. The biggest lead we had so far in the race has always been a battle that the leader has for second place right now.
Speaking of leaders, The most dominant car today, Jeff Burton, has been stuck in limbo in 4th, battling Regan Smith. He hasn't been able to get around him. At the same time, he hasn't fallen off of him. He's just been kind of stuck in the position, along with
17
Regan
la-
Smith.
Yeah, 17 laps to go here at Homestead. Still a lot can change, but we're now starting to near the area where we're going to start seeing, in my opinion, if we're going to see any pit strategy, we're going to start seeing it right about now. I think most of these drivers, I think most of the drivers thought there would surely be a caution by this point, right?
Speaking of that, so like, Pim, if you're a driver, whoa. Oh, Regan
here we
Smith's
go.
going down.
I
making a
mentioned
straight
it.
road.
Regan Smith making a gutsy play here, coming to pit road with 16 laps to go.
He is
That
the
might
first
be our
one
race
up
winner
and
right
the
there.
only one.
Here's the thing:
And
if everybody can't make it, Regan Smith
Has won the race.
Yeah, pretty much.
Might have won the race.
He's going to pick up 2 seconds. He might not get way out ahead, but he'll get at least the lead.
Well, before Regan Smith, before I was going to say it, Pim, if you're a driver, what would you do? Would you pit now and gain all that time if the case of caution doesn't come out, or are you going to stay out like other drivers and think that a caution is going to come out based on the trends?
In my opinion, I'd have to stay out here only for the reason of we are running the tires and fuel to dry, really. We're running the fuel dry, running the tires down to the cords. Somebody's going to bring out a caution, surely.
A heartbreaking thing for Regan Smith could be that Regan Smith can possibly, if a caution come out, could be trapped a lap down.
Oh, yeah, that
Or he
Regan
could've
Smith
put him
right
for road.
now, Regan Smith is just basically has to pray that there is no cautions. Whether the field makes it, or whether somebody can make it all the way to the end or not, if there's a caution, Regan
Smith's race is over.
I do want to point this out, though. Let me go find him on track here. Sure, he's in traffic, but he's going to be 2 seconds a lap faster than our race leaders. Let's just watch him, or we'll catch back up with him in a minute to see, but look at how much he's able to close through center of the corner of the car in front of him. For Regan Smith,
130.
he's going to really have to step it up here as Juan Pablo Montoya up front.
Regan Smith, in my opinion, if I'm Regan Smith,
Ooh.
I'm pushing it as hard as I can right now because Regan Smith's already in the back. He has none really to lose right now.
Terry Labonte looking to go to the top 5 for the first time this race.
Jeff Gordon hit the wall in 3 and 4. I saw him way back there slamming the wall. Kenseth inside the top 10.
Is that Matt
Yes, it
Kenseth
is.
in 9th place? And
He
It
missed
is.
the race.
in 10th? Where did they come from?
I think they
Junior
slowly
now up to 7th.
Now look at Regan
Regan
Smith right
Smith.
there. He's running faster, although he does have to deal with all
With
of this
heavy
traffic here.
Yeah, he's not. Oh!
We might get a caution just from Regan Smith alone.
Another thing that I feel like that might bring out a caution, not instantly, but what if someone wrecks getting on the pit road or a lot of drivers stack up?
Yeah, see, look at that. Regan Smith ran a 34. Let's see what Montoya runs this time by. Oh, we actually have a battle going on here. Montoya already a second slower than Regan Smith. So if these guys have to pit, Regan Smith will be the race leader.
Here they go. There they. Oh, never mind. He slowed down a lot. I thought they were going down pit road.
Here they go for the lead. Montoya trying to fend off Clint Boyer.
11 laps to go. Oh, here comes Boyer. It's not going to be able to be enough. 129 in the corners.
Really
Yeah, I
backing
think-
it down here.
The 550 horsepower package nearly does that on normal ones. Fresh tires. Keep that in mind.
You gotta think. Boyer's gotta be getting frustrated, like, what do I gotta do to get past this guy? Because Boyer's been sitting behind him for like the past 20 or so more laps, and
Never
Oh,
mind. Here
To
he
the
goes.
outside, try the outside lane. Can he get
Gonna
there?
enough. Never mind. He ran right behind him.
He could
Boyer
get there.
Boyer cut Juan a lot of slack. I feel like Boyer backed off because Juan just kept coming up on him.
And Jeff Burton just waiting, as well as Ryan Newman and Terry Labonte, hoping that these two up front have trouble.
They have not made it down to pit road yet. Coming to 9 to go.
At this point, with how long that they've let Regan Smith out, I think all the drivers that haven't pitted, they aren't going to pit unless absolutely necessary. And here we go.
Boyer to the
again.
outside. Clint Boyer getting ready to take the lead.
He didn't get that big of a run, but
He did not get that great of a run.
This is gonna be an interesting battle.
Did Boyer's
Here he
car come in
goes.
at the right time? I think it did. To the outside. Oh, he can't make it stick on exit.
This is a battle right here.
The inside's usually better down here, and one's gonna pull ahead. Oh,
But he's
there's
got
Send it on him.
Here comes Clint Boyer.
Is he gonna
Boyer
get around
right
here?
around the high side.
Yes,
I
he
think he
is.
did it.
Clear of him.
Eight
New
laps to
leader.
go.
8 laps to go.
New leader, Clint Boyer.
Does he have
8
enough
laps to
fuel
go.
and tire to make it to the end? And can
That's
he
the
keep
question.
Montoya behind him? Because this is
That's
not
gonna be-
over yet.
Definitely. Montoya could be backing off and try to save what's left of his tires.
Or maybe he's waiting. But then again, like you said, that's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. Wait too late.
Yeah.
7 to go this time. Oh,
Right now-
Montoya, great run through the center of the corner.
Right now, if I'm Montoya or Clint Boyer, if I'm Montoya, I'm gonna try my hardest to take the lead. That way, if a caution does come out, you're the leader and you won the race. Or if I'm Clint Boyer, I'm gonna drive as hard as I can to get away from him. But speaking
Well, look
of
at that.
people,
Back around the outside, gonna get cleared of Montoya on exit. But Montoya is not gonna let Boyer get away.
and you know what? I think it's happened again. Think this race is another heartbreaker for Regan Smith.
I don't think he had to pit for tires. I think something happened to his car and he was
Well,
waiting.
remember, he hit the wall a couple times. He might have been having a tire going down. Oh,
Maybe.
here we go. Jeff Burton to pit road. He couldn't make it. And look at that. Matt Kenseth is all the way up here. Could gain a lot of positions. And back to the lead. If they make it around here to 5 laps to go, a caution would end the race as Montoya cannot stay in the gas.
This might be it. They might be calling the pit road this time.
Yeah.
I think
Boyer
Wall might be
sliding
calling the pit
away.
road.
Oh. Slowing down a
Boyer's
lot.
low. Both of them are low on the racetrack.
I think
They're
they're coming
going
to
to
the
the
road.
road.
They both
They're coming
are.
in. The leaders are coming in.
The race is not over yet.
And Ryan Newman is going to take the lead.
Terry Labonte right behind him.
Many drivers.
Everyone
And look at
There's
that.
Regan Smith.
Regan Smith. He is a lap down, but look at this. He's going to gain a ton of time. Let's go back here. We'll watch the race off pit road.
David Rudeman also down there.
Anybody else coming? Montoya got off
And
pit
Porter.
road.
And Porter
Boyer's
beats
gonna win.
Montoya off the road.
Yeah, they got to make sure they don't speed here. As
Oh,
that looks
Regan
like
Smith.
Ryan Newman coming to pit road. Terry
Terry
Labonte.
Labonte.
Is gonna stay out.
Behind him. Regan Smith.
And look
I
at
don't
this.
think he's gonna get there in
Jeff
time.
Burton, who pitted, is out behind Regan Smith.
Uh-oh. Regan Smith also has way older tires than Jeff Burton. Oh, God. It's going to be
Here we
amazing.
go. Montoya's going to come off pit road, and I think he's going to have going to be well ahead of the 78. Same for Clint Boyer on pressure tires. Truex to pit road. I think that might be it. Yep, Ryan Newman to pit road. The entire field has cycled through pit road.
Except Terry Labonte. Terry Labonte's the only one that hasn't pitted.
Labonte just went down pit road, I think.
Did he?
I think he just did. I think he's down pit road.
If so, I believe.
Field updates.
Yeah, he's down pit road.
Terry Labonte on pit road. Does anybody try the strategy game?
We're coming
If
to
so-
4 laps to go. Regan Smith's still trying to get as many positions
Regan
as he
Smith
can.
is too far back. I think Clint Boyer will cycle through and be the
Regan
race
is
leader.
Boyer would be a 2-time winner this season if he can just hold on to the top spot. 3 to go. He's in 14th, and I think those are all the passes he needed to make. Let's see, though, as they update the scoring by the line, we'll see who is scored as the race leader. And if it's not Boyer, we might have a winner that came out of this strategy.
I think it's Glenn Boyer.
There'll be 2 to go if he comes around to be the race leader. But we'll see. Montoya trying his best, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough. And Regan Smith running 3rd place after the strategy call to pit early.
Let's see.
Yeah.
This time on the line, who's the leader?
It is.
It is not
No,
Boyer.
It's not Clint Boyer.
What? Who is
It was Kevin Harvick.
Harvick.
Who had to pit with just 2 to go. So now Boyer is the leader.
Glenn Boyer's in the lead? I think he's going to win. I don't think Pablo's going to get there in time.
Montoya is not going to have enough time, I don't think, unless he has a monstrous last lap here
he has to be rim riding the wall in order to do that. He had a 2/10 faster lap time than Clint Boyer though, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
He's
It
closing.
was half a second faster for Montoya. He's closing the gap, but I don't think it'll be enough. White flag. There is a lap car. Will it play a factor?
Clint Boyer is the leader. All he has to do is hold on for turns 2.
Oh,
Montoya with
wait
the
a
run.
minute!
It's not going to be enough.
Clint
He couldn't hold
Deep
on.
night.
He's going to have to drive it in deep here. I don't think it's going to be enough. Clint Boyer won at Langley earlier this season. And a crazy finish. Another crazy finish here with late pit strategy. Around turns 3 and 4. He's going to do it, guys. Clint Boyer is going to
Is
hold
your
on to win
winner
his second race of the season.
at Miami. Oh, Regan Smith got up there, but and another
I'm not.
heartbreaker for Regan Smith.
Burton's
Clint Boyer's
on
the winner.
4th. Newman in 5th. Dave Blaney will get 6th. Matt Kendon somehow manages to get 7th. Jimmy
Jimmy
Johnson,
Johnson.
Harvick 9th, and Junior will round out the top 10.
What a race! What a race! Congratulations to Clint Boyer. Regan Smith, I think, is congratulating him. But what a race!
Mark Martin got 11th. No one said
David
his
Ruderman
name.
finished 39th.
Uh-oh.
Going to be
38th.
horrible to the points.
But what a race
Where
by
did-
Clint Boyer.
What a race! Yeah, I think that's another heartbreaker for Regan Smith.
Where
Oh, so
did he
close.
start?
Clint Boyer started 18th.
Look at all the other guys up front. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Even looking back to Juan Pablo Montoya. Well, he started right back there with Boyer. But Boyer came to life at the right time.
He played the strategy right. He got out Clint Boyer. Joe Nemechek is now the points leader, and David Ruderman's dropped to 3rd. Jimmy Johnson's up there.
Yeah, we'll take a look right here. So Joe Nemechek leads by 50 points. Quite a big margin over Martin Truex Jr. Ruderman drops back 56 behind the leader. And Ryan Newman up to 5th place with that great run. Boyer jumps to 10th with 2 wins on the season.
Regan Smith, I'm not sure if he moved up or down.
Hey, he moved up, I think, like 1 position here. He's in 17th, still quite a ways back of points leader Joe Nemechek. Well, next week we head off to Chicagoland Speedway for the Dodge Ram 100. This has been the Rivals Racing League's broadcast, the RRL Offline Championship from Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll see you next time.